Today I'm talking about Metal Church, one of the most powerful names in 80s metal. They weren't as huge as Metallica or Megadeth, but they built a loyal following with heavy riffs, dark lyrics, and an energy that hit hard. Now fans have a chance to revisit their early legacy with the Electric Years box set, 1984 to 1989. This brings the first three classic albums, which are Metal Church, The Dark, and Blessing in Disguise. In this video, I'm going to unbox the set, check out what's inside, and take a look at each of the three albums, give a mini review. All of that, let's get started. Let's take a look at the package now. I found a way how I can record this using two hands, so let's see how it comes out. So let's take a look. I'm opening it up right now, and you can see the three albums. There's a picture of the band, there's an insert, and I'm going to be showing you all that. I'm opening like one side of it where it features the first album from 1984 called Metal Church, and inside is the CD of the 1984 self-titled album. In the middle is an insert, and it has Blessing in Disguise, which doesn't have its own separate sleeve. It kind of sits in the middle of the entire package. And here is an insert, which I'm going to like zoom back in a minute so you can see it a little better here. It's kind of like a poster, and then it has the three albums it comes with, and the songs, the titles, liner notes, line up, and like a little text in the bottom just telling a story of the band. So you get that as well. And then on the other side, it opens up again, and this is where you find the CD for Blessing in Disguise. You can see the songs on the bottom. There's the CD. They all have the same kind of image, but that's fine. And there's the songs. And finally, we have The Dark, which comes in its own separate sleeve. And that you can see right here, and you can see in a minute I'm going to take out the CD like this so you can see. And as you can see, they all have that skull headphone design, which is pretty cool. I like it. And here I'm just going to show you what the entire package looks like. There's the front side with the pictures. That's basically it. So let's get back to the video now. Start with the self-titled debut. This is where it all started. It was released in 1984, and this record put Metal Church on the map. The sound is a mix of classic heavy metal and early thrash. You hear influence of bands like Judas Priest, Iron Maiden, but also the aggressive edge that made thrash metal rise in the 80s. Riffs are sharp, drumming is powerful. David Wayne's vocals have this raw, commanding presence. He has a mix of grit and melody that fits perfectly with the music. Some of the standout tracks include Beyond the Black, a dark epic opener that shows the band's heavy and moody side. Metal Church, a pure anthem, aggressive, powerful, still one of the most famous songs. Gods of Wrath, a slower, more emotional track, almost like a power ballad, but it's one of those like darker power ballads. There's also a cover of Deep Purple's Highway Star, which honestly, I never really cared for that version. For me, it didn't fit the mood of the rest of the album because it's like a dark and heavy album. I think it just didn't really fit, but still, the debut showed the world that Metal Church had its own identity. They weren't just another thrash band. They had strong songwriting, emotion, lots of variety across this whole album. For me, this record feels like the raw, unfiltered side of Metal Church, just getting started, very heavy, very direct, and very full of energy. 2 years later, we get The Dark, and this is an album that really solidified their reputation. The first album was raw, but this one was tighter, heavier, more polished. The production's cleaner, songs are sharper, and the band sounds more confident. One of the biggest tracks here is Watch the Children Pray. It's a haunting, melodic, emotional song, probably one of the best, but there's a lot more going on here. You have heavy hitters like Ton of Bricks. That's just a really fun song, very heavy. It just slams you right from the start. Start the Fire, that's cool speed metal, lots of aggression. And the title track, The Dark, it's dark, no pun intended. It's creepy, atmospheric, and it sticks with you. The whole album kind of feels darker and more serious. The lyrics deal with death, fear, the unknown. Musically, it's heavy, but also intelligent. They weren't just writing fast thrash songs, they were creating something with depth. I think a lot of fans like Dark the best. I think it's the peak of the David Wayne era. It's powerful, emotional, and full of classic metal moments. Finally, we get Blessing in Disguise, and like I said before, this one doesn't actually have its own separate album. So I'm going to show you the image here, but that's pretty much all I can show you because it's kind of like in the middle of the entire package, which I kind of don't like, but it's okay. Well, let's talk about it. So Blessing in Disguise is the album where I discovered Metal Church. So this was back in 1989. I went out and bought the CD because I saw the music video for Badlands on MTV's Headbangers Ball. And that song really grabbed me. I liked it. So I wanted to decide to buy that album. But by this time, the band had gone through a big change because David Wayne left the band and they have a new vocalist whose name was Mike Howe. Now, a lot of fans were wondering if the band could pull it off. But yes, I mean, Mike Howe has a lot of really good albums. I mean, he was a good vocalist. He actually, unfortunately, passed away not too long ago. But I think Blessing in Disguise, I would say my favorite. Some people might like the other ones better, but that's my personal favorite. But I think Mike Howe's voice was different from David Wayne's. It was a little smoother, a little more controlled, still full of power. He gave the band a new identity. It became a little more refined, less raw thrash, more heavy metal, I would say. Some of the standout tracks are Fake Healer. Really great opener, has sharp lyrics about corruption and lies. Badlands, that's the track I was just talking about. It's kind of a long song and has almost like a ballad-like quality to it. And I like Rest in Pieces, April 15th, 1912. This is a song about the sinking of the Titanic. But what I like about it is that if you listen to this song with headphones, you can hear the drum sound toggle back and forth between the left and right channels, and it just kind of like moves like around your head. It's a really cool sensation. So that's why I like that, and I remember that, just listening to it. Back in 1989 when I had those cheap headphones with that like soft earbuds and all that. There's also Anthem to the Estranged, a haunting ballad. This really shows their depth and range, and this album really proved that Metal Church wasn't just a band that was tied to one era, so they kind of had these different vocalists, and they did it well. And I think Blessing in Disguise was a really great comeback for them. So in conclusion, so basically you get the first 3 albums with this box set, and 2 with David Wayne, and 1 with Mike Howe, but they're basically 3 separate albums. The debut is raw, Dark is more polished, and Blessing in Disguise is kind of like a rebirth of the band. So if you like heavy metal, I think it's a great box set to own. It has the 3 essential albums, in my opinion. And really, Metal Church, you know, they were never as big as the other bands, but I think a lot of metal fans really like this band. So that is all. That's the unboxing and review of the Electric Years, 1984 to 1989. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you have this. There's a vinyl version, I think. I don't have that one, but maybe you do. Let us know in the comments. And what's your favorite of the first 3? And that's all. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, all the good stuff. I do stuff related to my physical media collection on this particular channel. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.